Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, then hello, my name is Shauna Astle and I'm the creator of the DMP Diaries. I'm not going to ramble on for too long because I'm going to be rambling through all of this video, but please stick around. This video is technically a part 2, so if you saw my video last week, it was kind of a me implementing better, healthier habits to get into a routine of doing before I go to university come September. But that was only really the gym side of it, the sort of drinking enough water and nutrition side of it, and maybe I mentioned like the odd bit of sleep and whatnot. But I didn't mention everything else that I've figured out over the period of the end of July to August whilst I've had my summer break. What else I need to avoid burnout, to feel good, but what else I actually can do to make me feel better or to get the most out of my time. So I'm going to take you along everything that I have figured out so far. If you have anything to add, anything to suggest, then definitely comment them down below. If you try anything out, then definitely let me know how you get on with it. And yes, also you don't need to watch the previous video, but the previous video is less of me talking. I mean, I do talk a lot, but you also see me at the gym, and I've got a very good sort of talk at the end where I'm just telling you to be kind to yourself, even if you're joking about saying make me not look like myself, for example, which is what I did to a makeup artist, then still don't say it, don't joke about it, because you subconsciously kind of start to think it and then have maybe an emotional day or week after, and that is probably why. Just my intake on it, but yes, definitely check that video out. Like I say, you don't have to, but I think it would be very good too. Anyway, let's get on to today's video, which is technically part 2 of just implementing better, healthier habits for me to sustain and to prioritise even when I go back to university in September, because the schedule is going to go a little bit more intense again. But there's things that I need to do, even though it will take up bits of time, I need to do to just feel human and to feel happy and feel nice and balanced. So I'm going to start off with just one that we all probably can relate to, the one that we probably all naturally want to go to, and it's me time. I do not give myself enough me time. I'm constantly running about to university, placement, therapy, boyfriends, trying to see my mum and sister who I don't live with, trying to be there for my dog Kobe, walking him, and sometimes I enjoy the walks and sometimes I don't. I'm going to be completely honest, it depends on the workload that day, the workload that week, the sort of mindset that I'm in, and that's still something that I want to get into the habit of, just embracing the fact that I'm outside walking, which many people can't always do. The first sort of me time part that I want to talk about is relaxation, and it sounds very silly. I will have a bath regularly. I did actually get into a good sort of routine of every week or every couple of weeks having a bath and just watching YouTube or watching something on my laptop. But yeah, before that I wasn't very good at that. I'd say that I can't wait for a bath on Sunday, and then something had come up and I wouldn't do it because I'd feel like I wasn't prioritising my time right for something that had to be handed in on the Monday, for example. But now I definitely make sure I need that time to kind of recharge. My second sort of me time is just allowing myself to have the space and time. That's something that came up in therapy. I'm craving time and I am also wanting my own space at times, and I didn't also think about having them separate, so I have now. Sometimes I want them both at the same time, plenty of time on my own in my own company, but sometimes I just want that space before I have an intense evening or day of online coaching or a dance gig, and I would like to have an hour or two before I have to get ready and not rush getting ready and then go to the dance gig, and then I've got no space or time there, but that's fine because I've kind of had it beforehand. On my days off, I like to have no time boundaries, no running around, and I like to be with people on my day off, unless I feel like I'm having a bit of a day where I'm exhausted, but that's what we're trying to avoid here. I want to be living and spontaneous on my days off. So I mentioned before, like, movement. So me time is me going to the gym. Again, watch last week's video for my intake on that, but I want to be going to the gym at least twice a week and then doing 1 or 2 home workouts, whether that's alone or with my boyfriend or my sister. And then also I'll have my classes too, which again, home workout, but that will be body weighted, Pilates and HIIT. So yeah, and then also just walks with Kobe. I do enjoy walks with Kobe a lot more now because I'm not pushed for time and I don't really have to hold him on the lead. So it's not hurting my arm because he's not pulling me, and he loves it because I'll throw the ball for him. So I do enjoy walking with Kobe now, but at the same time, I just need to remember that that's me getting movement and fresh air when it comes to busier days, busier weeks, busier months, because that is something that I kind of see as a burden, and I shouldn't, because I'm lucky to have my dog. He is my best friend. He gets me through low times. Yes, you do, Kobe. And I love it when your tail wags. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. He's so cute. So yes, he does. He gave me the independence I felt like I needed because I couldn't move out when we was in lockdown and stuff. And yeah, he honestly is my best friend, and I do always feel guilty when I have to leave him, which is still something that I need to get over. So yes, for the most part, movement, walking with Kobe, going to the gym, my own workouts. I get enough movement in really, but I need to make sure it's movement that I enjoy. However, one bit of movement that I don't necessarily enjoy, but I think is very good for me, and I am trying to still make a habit of doing it every week, even if it's just for 15 minutes, is yoga. So I love the idea of doing yoga, but I follow a YouTube video so I don't have to think, and I don't go to what's comfortable for me and hold it for as long as I want. And in some of these poses, this yoga instructor on YouTube, I don't do the same one every time, but they hold just a stretch that's not even that intense for me, but they hold it for what feels like an hour. So I get to a point where I just start then thinking this is wasting my time, and I kind of come out of that, I don't know, that slowing down feeling. My thoughts start to go quick paced again, and then I'm in the middle of deciding whether to stop the session or whether to just push through it and carry on. And like I say, it's not a physical challenge, it's more of a mental challenge. So slowing down, I need to slow down because I probably talk quite quick. I'm really trying not to though. I'm going from A to B, A to Z, everything like that a lot quicker. My everyday life pace is just quick. It's always like I'm in a race with time. So it is good for me personally to do something like yoga, to try and slow down, to force myself to slow down, and I will get there, but at the minute it's something that I almost avoid, but I'm pushing myself and prioritizing myself not to avoid. Let me know if you have anything similar, or a big piece of advice from me. It will be uncomfortable and you might hate it, but if you're quite on autopilot, you're fast paced, whether it's because of work, whether you've got a toddler or anything like that, do some slow paced yoga. I like Pilates, but I do instruct it, so maybe that's why, because that's quite slow paced, but there's nothing held for as long as I've been holding these stretches and positions for. Whether I'm intentionally not holding it for long in Pilates, but I never got instructed that way anyway when I did my qualification. But yes, so big piece of advice: if you have a autopilot, quick pace kind of lifestyle, take some time. They do say do it pretty much every day, but for now, I'm just working once a week and building. My me time, I do want to be reflective, and I could do this with walking Kobe. Like when we get to the backfield and there's not many people around and I can trust him even more, I might kind of be throwing the ball for him, saying good boy and stuff, but I might be also speaking out loud actually, which if anyone hears me, I would be embarrassed. But if I can, I'll speak out loud and I'll just kind of be a little bit reflective. And if I can't, I don't feel comfortable to, I'll just do it in my head or very quietly. But yes, reflection, I could do that with walking Kobe. I can do that quite a lot driving, and I feel like a lot of people do anyway. So when I'm driving from and to placement and stuff, I can do reflection there. I do like to journal and write it down, but I will admit, when I was ending my last academic year at uni recently, I just didn't, because the last thing I wanted to do in my spare time was write, because all I was doing was writing. So yes, that's all kind of my me time, and the regular sort of things like self-care, as in like making sure I'm plucking my eyebrows and giving my skin some TLC, bath like I say. Yeah, so all of that regular stuff that most people think of, like face masks and stuff. I will admit I don't really do that on a weekly basis. But yeah, if I feel like it, then yes, that kind of stuff too. The next sort of section that I find I want to implement and carry on prioritising as I go to uni again is my environment at home. So I like to just feel like nothing's cluttered. I spent 3 days last week completely cleaning out this office, my room, the spare room, and then even bits in the living room and kitchen as well. And it's just so much nicer. And you know what? Just thinking of it now, I haven't said this on YouTube yet. It's on my Instagram, so feel free to follow my Instagram if you want quick fire info on my life. Not that you do, but anyway. I have now become a fully qualified nutrition coach. So, yes, and I could be wrong. It could be in my head, but I did the exam in here because it was an online exam. We did have people watching through the webcam and stuff, but yes, it was like, I think it ended up being a 2-hour exam because I got an extra 10 minutes because I am dyslexic. And it's 100 questions as well, which are most of them are very much like a paragraph question. So it's meant to be like a minute a question if you don't have the extra time like I did, which is only like an extra 10 minutes. But even that helped me, or the fact that I've just got a clean environment and I just felt like I had a clear mind. But also, where was I going? Oh yeah, clean environment. So that is an important thing to me. And like I say, when I was at university, I'd wait until the weekend. I'd let things kind of clutter up, and then at the weekend, if I had time, I would clean up, but not as deep as I've cleaned the 3 days last week. So I'm definitely going to keep on top of that. Same with my car, because that was atrocious. How did I give people lifts in that car? I do not know. Sorry for anyone that I did give lifts in that car. It will never be in that state again. And then kind of just touching on what I said in the last video, I like just filling myself with nice tasty foods. I will admit, when I was at uni and it started to get stressful because there was so much miscommunication and last minute stresses to do with something and handing date the week after, we didn't know whether it was coming or going, and it was a long day on the Monday, and then I had placements on Tuesday, which sometimes didn't go ahead, which stressed me out. So I've realised that when I'm stressed, I do want a Domino's, and I did do that too much. So one, it's not feasible because I am a student and money is literally draining out of my bank. But also I would, after a little bit, finish eating the pizza or finish eating the slice that I was on and be like, didn't even enjoy that. So meal prepping for the days where I just get home and I'm starving, but a tasty meal prep. But also allow myself to honour my cravings. I do crave pizza sometimes. I do crave ice cream sometimes. But I do kind of want to save those times for when I'm with people like my sister, my boyfriend, any friends if we're out or anything like that. But yes, I felt like that was quite an important one to mention. And also just making sure that I give myself time to do a food shop. And then also sleep. So early on in the week, I struggle with sleep because I've got that much going on. Midweek, I'm all right. And then at the end of the week, if I'm dancing, very lack of sleep and whatnot. So that's something I need to manage too. I've worked that 8 hours roughly is a good enough amount of sleep for me. So yeah, it's just trying to make sure that I do work with that and not against that. This sounds a little bit silly, but because I want to be more spontaneous and get out more when I've not got lots of work piling up, which I will be on top of my work this year, so there's no chance that it'll pile up. Plus I will get extensions for the most part because of being dyslexic, which I didn't have that advantage last year because I didn't know I was dyslexic. So yes, in order, I don't know whether anybody else does this, but I go through stages where in order for myself to feel better about myself, I have an ugly stage. Does anybody else have that? So for example, say it's a handing week in 2 weeks time or a week's time, I don't really look after myself. Like I do eat and whatnot, but it'll be like quick easy meals like potato waffles and beans and whatnot, which like I say, it's not like that, is still has some nutrition to it, but when I was eating it pretty much every day and I wasn't enjoying it, that's the thing, my taste buds was getting used to it, it was just easy. I don't know, I just slap my hair up and back, which again is fine for the most part, but because I was already feeling like tired, not fueling myself right, feeling like I was failing at the work side of uni anyway, and I don't know, just feeling so tired and run down. I'd always get sore throats or ulcers. And then, yeah, like I'd get asked to go out or something and I'd say no because one, I was tired. Two, I probably had a hand-in date anyway, which obviously that is the priority. But if it was 2 weeks before, I'd still not really want to. I just want to relax. I have to honour that if I want to relax, but at the same time, there would be times where I'd be like, I wish I'd just let myself go out, but I just feel ugly. And I probably looked no different to other people other than I needed to freshen up. But yeah, I want to never get to that stage again. So again, keeping on top of plucking my eyebrows, doing whatever I can do to make my hair look fresh, but I still refuse to wash it more than once or twice a week. And like even down to clothes, I think my fashion sense for myself has changed. So I'm selling a lot of things on Vinted, which I will pop down below just in case you're interested, all very cheap. And yeah, with what I'm getting back for clothes that I don't wear anymore, some of them do have tags on. I am then buying a new wardrobe as such. I'm not going overboard, I'm just getting what I need. Like I need new jeans. It's just because I've got most of my wardrobe, well, it is actually just fitness wear, but I don't want to go out in fitness wear when I'm asked to go for a meal or drinks or a day out. I want to wear nice dresses and dress how I wouldn't dress for uni or work. I think that's where I'm also lacking the balance. It sounds so silly, but it also makes so much sense now I'm saying it. I'm only just realising this now with you guys. But yeah, I want my wardrobe to be different when I'm going out with friends, family, boyfriend, etc., to when I'm working online, to when I'm going to placement, to when I'm going to university, to when I'm going to my dance gigs. Like I want it all to be different, which will probably help me feel balanced. And I know this isn't a major importance, but I think because also in my wardrobe, the clothes that I have got, I haven't bought any new clothes really for like 2 years, and a lot of my clothes are still clothes that I have that sort of connection with, because maybe I went to uni, maybe I went on a first date, maybe I was in the Bahamas, which was like 4 years ago, and I can't get rid of it, even though I know that I'm going to probably never wear it again. But now I've been strict with myself and I've tried everything on, and I've kind of been like, okay, you don't need to wear this, but it's still good quality, sell it on Vinted. So if you are looking for some clothes, or you've ever seen me in some clothes that you like, then definitely check out the link below for Vinted. But yes, even something like that, and I'm not giving you an excuse to splash out and spend loads of money on a new wardrobe, but if you think that's going to help you feel good, I just know if I've got new clothes to wear and I'm feeling on top of myself, I'm not feeling run down, I've not got sore throats or loads of ulcers. I probably will always have some sort of ulcer because it's just me. And yes, I've already up to date with plucking my eyebrows and just feeling clean and fresh. Then I am likely to be like, do you know what? Yeah, thank you for asking me. I am going to go out for those drinks. And I'm excited and I don't feel ugly, because I'm so big on first impressions. So if I'm meeting people for the first time, that also makes me be a bit like, I don't want them to see me like this because I'm not feeling my best. I'm probably not going to act my best. And yeah, all of that stuff. Let me know if you can relate, because as I'm saying it, it makes sense. But as I'm hearing it, I know from someone else it might not make sense. So it'll be quite nice to know that I'm not alone on that. Have I got anything else that I want to say? I don't think I do. I think that's everything. All right, I think that is it for the video. I hope I haven't missed anything out. In the next few videos, I am going to probably be doing a Shein haul, because I've ordered some things from Shein from what I've already sold on Vinted. So you can help me decide what to keep and what not to, if anything. And I'm also going to do kind of like get organised with me for uni, because I've got a pin board here, and it's just going to help me know where I am, where my granddad is that I live with, because he helps me look after Kobe, who's looking after Kobe, because that's been a stress over the past academic year, on days off and just when I have important days too. So yes, and then yeah, who knows what the next few videos are going to be, but definitely subscribe to stick around and find out. Like this video if you found anything interesting or anything quite useful for you, and comment anything that you thought down below, any advice for me, or anything that you think you might take along with you on your journey to implementing healthier habits and just feeling more balanced and happier within yourself. For now, I will love you and leave you. And if I don't see you before, I will see you next week. Bye. Good boy. Oh. You beautiful boy. Bye.